formatted code, we're going to think about where we're going next. This is where we're going to go back to our illustration, and we're going to say, you know what, I don't have much listed out or shown in the menu, but I do see some additional divisions and breakups here in the body. So I'm going to spend a little time building out the body of this email so that you can see it start to come to life. All right. And I'm going to try to have this same kind of spacing, have some kinds of outlines at the end of it. It should kind of look like this. I mean, I don't care if you have the rounded corners. If you want to do that to kind of practice it, not a bad thing. I'll try to put that in so that some of you who are trying to follow along can see how you would do that. And then at the end of this, remember, we're going to drop in the coupon or ad that you guys built, or one of them that you guys built in your previous exercise. We're going to drop it into the structure. Okay, so at some point I should have this section here so that it can hold my coupon. All right, so let's hop over here to the code. Now remember, we're doing not in the menu, we're doing this in the body. All right, so again, we can take a lot of what we've built here inside the body, and we can actually copy that table and just replace the word body with it. So I'm going to give myself a lot of space here. I'm going to come here in the middle, and I'm going to place it right there, and you're going to see a box inside a body, and you're going to see that that box inside a body has that awkward little space at the bottom. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that awkward space out. Okay, this is that inner body table, so I'm going to call this we need 2 columns. How am I going to do that? Well, let me show you 2 ways this could be done. Okay, I'm going to undo all the work I just did there, and I'm going to say body column left. Okay, and I'm going to add a comment here. Okay, that comment's going to say, whoops, body column left. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to come to the bottom of that. I'm going to paste it again. All right, now that I've got body column left, what do you suppose I'm going to do? I'm going to add body column right. So I copy that and I paste a new one, and I come over here and I replace all of my lefts with right. Okay, oh, check that out. Well, wait a second, don't I want that space between? How do I do that? Well, let's go to the left one and let's add margin left, margin right, because I want it to be up against the right. Margin right 1 rem. Let's see if that does it. Does it do it? Doesn't look like it's working. Okay, so how do I do that? Let's try it up here. Remember, we've got cell spacing 1 rem. Let's see if it does that. I don't think it will. No, it won't. So let's do 16 pixels. Okay, it does do that, but that's not the way I want it to look. Okay, so now you see that by putting in spacing, I'm not getting what I want. I want there to be this kind of equal spacing everywhere. How do I do that? Well, one thing you could do is you say, you know what, I'm going to just throw a 3rd column in there. Okay, this is just ways that I've done this in the past. This is not the correct way. I'm going to do body column center. Okay, and I'm going to make it body column center. I'm going to say width is 1 rem. See if that does it. Oh, check that out. Well, it can't go down to 1 rem because it's got content that's wider than that. So let's give it just the letter C. Okay, it's closer. Let's take the letter C out because it's adding that padding onto that. Oh, wait, how about this? We take the padding out of it, and now it collapses down to 1 rem, but we still have these borders here. We kind of want it to be, if this was a maze, then your little mouse could go through there without hitting a line. So how do I do that? That's kind of the path that I was taking you before, which is instead of having a 3-column layout, instead, I'm going to have 2 tables side by side. So I'm going to take out my center and my right column here. Go back to body column left. Now it's actually just body. All right, now I'm going to come back in. I'm going to, remember, I'm going to grab a hold of my body table, copy it, and then I'm going to place it in over top of the word body. So now, again, we've got that little extra margin here, down here at the bottom. So I need to take that out. Instead, now that I've got body embedded inside of body, I've really got something different. I don't have body table and body table. I have inner body table. But remember, we're going to make it look like this, where there's a left table and then a right table. So let's do that. Let's call this body table body. I'm going to just call this body left table. Copy. And there. So now we have body left. Well, if I've got body left, I want body right. So come here, go to here, copy. And we're going to clean up this code here in just a second. And I'm going to change all of this to body right, 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 right. Okay? What are we doing wrong here? Oh, here's what we did. We copied the TD. So let's undo that. And we'll take that table and all right, so I need my table. I need to copy this here, not this right here. Okay, so yeah, I only want here down to here, and that's where I messed up. So I'm going to put body left. I'm going to grab a hold of this, copy that. I'm going to take out this body column left and just call it body column. Body column. That was confusing me there before. Now I come back in and put this in place. We should now have 2 of them. All right, why are they stacked? I think I know why. Because they are both 100% width. So when you got 2 things 100% width, they're likely going to push one down below the other. Okay, now we've got this. Okay, how do I get one beside the other? All right, this is going to be part of your exercises, figuring out how to get these things beside each other. So now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to finagle this. So if you don't mind, just keep watching the code and I'm going to try to narrate how I would problem solve this. because at times I actually have to figure it out myself. Body column left. Let's clean up my code. That's going to help. Go to free formatter, paste it in place, format the HTML, copy it. Now come back, paste it in place. Now I've got neatly formatted code. Notice that I've got these L's. I'm going to take those out. I'm going to put them into Sublime, paste, and I'm going to come in here. Okay, body left table, body left table. So I'm going to take those L's and change those to an R. I'm doing that in Sublime so that it's faster. Paste. All right. Now you'll notice that I've got body left, body right. So how am I going to do this? I may actually have to do this where I have to, yep, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. All right, so I do not want to have borders on this. So I'm going to turn the border off of this one. I'm going to take my TD right here, and inside of the code, I'm going to do this in Sublime because it's just faster. Okay, so I find my TD. So remember, I've got body table coming inside body columns, and that's the TD that I want. I want to copy that one, but I want to come down to between these two, and I want to end that TD. Then I want to begin a new TD. All right, that should solve the problem. Look at that. Now I've got two TDs. Now the TDs are naturally 50% of the width, but now I have the inner thing also 50% of the width of the column. So I'm going to make it 100% the width, and I'm going to come back in and make this one 100, well, not 21, 100% the width. You're going to notice that we've got the space that we needed, okay? We've got some of the space we needed, but we notice that this is much wider. It's actually 2 REM. All right, so if that's 2, then what I need to do is change this to 0.5. And I need to change this to 0.5. Nope. Oh, I see what I did there. I need this to be 0.5. And remember I said you just click here and then you scroll down and find the next one that is roughly in line with it. Okay? That'd be that one right there. Whoops. I think I moved my mouse, so pardon that. Now you notice that I've got this correct, but remember, top, right, bottom, left. On my left one, I need my left padding to be 0. So I want this to be top, right, bottom, top, right, bottom, left. All right, nope, I'm doing the wrong one. See, this is kind of how that works. All right, so if I did that, I'm currently on body right, so I want top, right, bottom, left. That's correct. Now I come back up here to the left one, and I go, I want my padding to be, remember I want top to be 0, I want right to be 0.5, I want bottom and left. So now I got to take this out and put that semicolon at the end of that. Now look at that. Oh, maybe we don't want that. So what am I adding on here? I am making 0.5 top, right, bottom. Okay. I want that to be 1. And there we go. Now we've got our spacing calculated correctly. Okay. Now remember, we've got this layout here where this is not 50%. Now I don't know what it is, okay, but I know this is not 50% and that's not 50%. So we could come in and we could identify and prescribe that, and we could say, you know what, I want my left table, I want this one to be width, come on, equals 70%. All right, so now it's 70%. Now look at that. So now we've got this kind of off-centered thing. Do you want it to be 70% or 80%? Okay, let's do 75%. Okay, maybe that feels about right. Okay, now that I've got that, anything inside of this table, whatever's here, is going to fill 100% of that space. All right, what do we have in that space? Now remember, this is going edge to edge for the most part. All right, so let's take a quick look here. We're going edge to edge, so roughly we've got this edge and that edge lined up. I know it's not exact in my diagram, but you can kind of see that's kind of what the guy was aiming for that built this one. That was me. Okay, so inside of there, do I want there to be any internal padding inside of here? Maybe not. All right, so let's turn, what we're going to be doing next is building out body and building out body left and body right. We'll start with body right actually, because that's only 2 squares. So we got the top coupon, we got the bottom coupon, and that should be pretty easy. And then inside of the other one, we've actually got 3 spaces. We've got at least a table here. We've got a table with 2 spots there. Okay, we'll do that very similar to the way we divided this up. All right, and then we got a bottom area here. All right, so I want you to come in and try to build something that's like this, but I want you to notice that now we're starting to make things that don't always line up 100% perfect. We've got this weird maze happening right here that says this is a column and this is a column. This is a bigger column, so more verbose content, more text, more images, bigger images can happen over here. This is going to accommodate smaller stuff. So that helps you create information hierarchy and information architecture that indicates the importance of what's being communicated. And that way you guide your user through the experience of the site, whether it's an article or whether it's a tool that they're going to use. Okay, this is exactly how I would build this. Now I will tell you, I wouldn't build this using a table. Okay, anybody who's looking at this going, hey, this guy's doing tables, you're right. This is a very beginner way of doing this. Over time, we'll migrate away from tables. We'll go into divs. Again, our goal is to be able to wireframe a website or a web tool so that we can then progress into making functions. All right, so build this out, something like this. You bring yours and show me yours. And I want to see if you can do based on what we learned here in how to build this section here with this code. I'd like to see you attempt to build something like it when we do this part right here, this part right here, and this part right here, okay? Remembering that you're going to have to mess with things like padding and margin so that you get this one bumping all the way against that edge, this one all the way against this edge, but there's space in between, okay? So you go ahead and try that, see if you can build it. I'll come back with a follow-up video where I will have this built out, and we will talk about dropping in that coupon, all right? You should have the skills necessary to build out the rest of this. I'd like to see you bring it on Monday, all right?